1952. Hundreds of people are celebrating a warm summer in the Polish countryside. Among the crowd are Marek and Andrzej, two childhood friends. The festival offered music, dancing and most importantly, food, including locally prepared mushroom dishes. Over 100 attendees enjoyed their meals that day, unaware of the silent threat hidden in one of the dishes. In the first week after the festival, Marek felt a little sick, like having an influenza, while Andrzej had just a strange thirst in his throat. Second week, Andrzej seemed fine, but Marek began to experience nausea and stomach pain, prompting him to visit a doctor. By the third week, Marek, once vibrant and full of life, died. Andrzej was admitted to the hospital with failing kidneys, and despite months of treatment, death found him too. 11 attendees of the festival lost their lives, while dozens more were hospitalized, many suffering irreversible kidney damage. What was the cause of this disaster? Who is to blame? Virus? Epidemic? No. Another silent killer. A mushroom. Cortinarius rubeus, one of the most dangerous fungi in the world. Found across Europe, especially in northern and central regions, it thrives in pine and spruce forests. Its rusty orange cap is adorned with remnants of delicate web-like veil, the cortina, that gives mushroom the name. To the untrained eye, it could be mistaken for edible species, but this mushroom carries a deadly toxin, orellanine. Unlike poisons that act quickly, orellanine operates in stealth, biding its time before striking. When consumed, the toxin initially causes no symptoms, allowing victims to continue their lives as usual. During the silent period, up to 6 days post-ingestion, victims feel nothing cautious. During the symptoms period, 7 to 12 days post-ingestion, intense thirst and a burning in the mouth appears, together with severe nausea and abdominal pain. These symptoms, often mistaken for the flu, disguise the true horror unfolding within the body. By the time severe pain radiates through the lower back, a sign of kidney damage, it's often too late. Orellanine targets the kidneys with surgical precision. The kidney assault comes 10 to 16 days post-ingestion. Orellanine disrupts vital cellular processes by depleting NADPH, a molecule essential for repairing cells and neutralizing harmful chemicals. Without this repair mechanism, kidney cells begin to die off in a process called acute tubular necrosis, where the kidney's tiny filtering units are destroyed, completely dead. During the critical phase, weeks to months later, for many, the damage becomes permanent. Without dialysis or kidney transplant, death is inevitable. Survivors often face lifelong complications. There is no antidote for orellanine poisoning. Treatments relies on supportive care, including hydration and hemodialysis to manage kidney failure. Full recovery of kidneys occurs in only about 30% of patients. Many survivors require lifelong dialysis or a kidney transplant to survive. Adding to its dangers, orellanine can remain in the kidneys for up to 6 months. A lethal dose can be as little as 29 grams of the fresh Webcap for a person weighing about 70 kilograms. Consuming just 2 mushrooms can cause long-term kidney damage and death. Because of its ability to destroy the cells, orellanine is currently in clinical trials as a potential treatment for various forms of renal cancer. If the Webcap is a silent killer, then Amanita phalloides, the death cap, is its swift and brutal counterpart. Its story is not just about the nature's cruelty, but also of political intrigue, family tragedy, and unthinkable loss. 54 AD. The great Roman Emperor, Claudius, is preparing for a luxurious dinner at his palace. The table is adorned with a feast fit for an emperor, but little does he know about one dish that has been carefully prepared by his wife, Agrippina. At first, nothing seems suspicious. The food was so delicious, the evening so pleasant. But then, a few hours later, Claudius feels it. A strong discomfort in his stomach. He tries to shake it off, thinking it was simply indigestion. But the pain intensifies. But Agrippina? She waits in the shadows, knowing that the emperor's death paves the way for her son, Nero, to take the throne. The death cab did its job quietly and with terrifying efficiency. Pope Clement VIII, who reigned during a period of political turmoil in the 15th century, is another victim who may have been poisoned by Amanita. Let's fast forward to the present day. A young mother is preparing dinner for her family. She carefully grills mushrooms. The aroma is filling the house. She serves the dishes to her husband, her daughter, her sister and a close friend. They eat happily, unaware that they have just consumed a silent killer. Hours later, the effects begin to show. It starts with the daughter, 18-month-old child, who suddenly vomits. Then the mother, father, sister begin to feel it. By the time they arrive at the hospital, hours have passed. The doctors initially think it's a typical case of food poisoning. However, as lab results come in, a chilling reality sets in. The family is suffering from liver damage. The poison is working its slow, cruel magic. The child's condition deteriorates quickly, and she requires an emergency liver transplant. The mother struggles to breathe. The father is weak, his body unable to fight the toxin. The child, saved by a transplant, suffers brain swelling after the difficult surgery that will leave her with permanent neurological damage. The sister, who ate less, seems to improve at first. She is sent home, but soon she returns, body in agony, unable to stop vomiting. Her liver and kidneys are shutting down too. She undergoes a liver transplant as well. But even after the surgery, she faces a long road to recovery. The family will bear consequences of this dinner forever. The true horror of the death cab mushrooms lies in Amanita toxins, one of the most potent poisons in nature. The lethal dose is shockingly small. For a healthy adult, a mere 50 grams of raw death cab, basically one big mushroom, can be enough to cause death. Just half a gram of the substance, the amount that could fit on tip of a knife, could kill 100,000 mice. All starts with the silent phase, 7 to 13 hours after ingestion, which feels like a typical stomach problem, harmless at first, nausea, vomiting and diarrhea. But beneath the surface, the liver and kidneys are already beginning to fail. The body's organs are being quietly destroyed, cell by cell. Then follows the lighten period, 24 to 36 hours after ingestion. This is where the real terror begins. After the initial symptoms, the victim might start to feel better. The pain subsides, the vomiting stops. But inside, the organs are dying. The liver is failing, the kidneys are next. The quiet before the storm. During this stage, most patients come to see the doctor, but it's often too late. The prognosis is often unfavorable. During the final phase, 3 to 7 days after ingestion, the damage is severe. Liver failure, kidney failure, the body starts to shut down. For those who survive, it's a race against time. Without the liver transplant, many won't make it. Let's keep in mind that mushrooms can be both deadly and life-saving. The magic mushrooms are being studied for potential to treat depression, PTSD and addiction. The reishi mushroom has the potential to fight cancer and enhance longevity. Lion's mane is being explored for its ability to fight Alzheimer's, and chaga can potentially slow the aging process. But that's a topic for next video, so be sure to hit the subscribe button.